I'm Jie Zheng. I'm 19 years old right now, and I am a creative in general.
You paint, photograph, model, style,
He's
a little bit of everything, right?
Like,
What do you connect with the most?
connect with the most. Um, I think I'm trying to figure that out because it's a lot of mediums you can work with. They all produce different results. I mean, I think it's all of them combined. That's like the big image, you know? That's like what I'm waiting for all of it to come together. Like, that's the grand scheme of things, putting all of those things together. That's me. And that's what I'm practicing. Like, all those little things, I'm trying to put together so I can have that big, like, image that I'm like, that's me. You know, like, all those things are me. It's not one thing or the other. And I'm still learning everything. It's not, I'm just still learning. So, but I'm falling in love with every one of them, basically.
You're in school for graphic design?
Yes. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that. I feel like I never see graphic design stuff from you.
I think I don't put my graphic design work out there like that because, I mean, I'm taking graphic design. Well, I have the whole backstory, like my parents that don't know I'm doing graphic design. I'm supposed to be a bio major and all that, but like that's like a long story I've told a lot of people, but like that's not really my story anymore, you know? Like I'm on to like a different chapter of my life. I'm like, that was me freshman year, but now I'm sophomore, so that's not really my story anymore. Like
Junior. Junior.
Well, yeah, I'm going to my junior year, but I've been through my sophomore year. I'm going to my junior year, so it's not my story anymore. But graphic design, I mean, I took graphic design so I can learn like all the elements of like the courses are like photography, editorial design, like Photoshop and all of that to like apply to the fashion industry. So, and I have to take like traditional art with that too. So I feel like that was the best path to go so I can learn everything, get an introduction to everything, play around with what I like. So I'm not really in it for like graphic design, but just like all the little things that go into it, like all the courses that go into it. And I mean, with graphic design, while I'm doing it, I just like the problem solving aspect of it and like challenging me to creatively think, because now that I'm an art major, it's like harder than anything that I've ever done. Like I could be a bio major, but like I would be like, I did it in high school. It's not like oh, I'm so smart, I can be a doctor, but it's memorizing facts. Like I was good, like, you know, I can do that, I've tried it. But like when I think creatively, that's like when I'm hardest on myself. That's when I'm like, I can do something better. That's when I challenge myself more. Like that's hard for me. Yeah.
You got a lot on your plate too. You just started a business, right?
Yeah, I started a business, Shop G. It's like a little, it hasn't been a year since I opened it yet. It's like, started like winter semester when I was going into winter break. Well, I started it when I was going into my winter break. It's just a store of like clothes, stuff that like I wanted to base it off of providing like accessible fashion to those like that the creative minded like individual that is free spirited, wants to express themselves, but like another part of it that like I wanted the store to represent me, my style, like I'm giving my part, like my closet to you, like that through Instagram. But like it's much, I feel like that, well honestly I'm ending that soon because I don't have full creative process in that. Like I pick out the clothes and then I sell it to the consumer, but like there's no satisfaction for me in that. That's like the easy path, because that's not what I sought out to do. Like, I told myself I was a fashion designer when I was 11, and that's not it. Like, that was me taking the easy path. That was me, like, trying to tell myself I was, like, you know, like, designing and getting in that, but it's, like, it's not fulfilling for me. So, like, I had to end that. But, I mean, it was a nice, like, learning process, like, learning how to get the clothes made, marketing it to people, seeing how people responded. Like, it's all a learning process. I don't regret it, but it's definitely not, like, fulfilling enough for me, because it's not the full, like, creating something from scratch and all that. But it was nice, like, connecting with some of my, like, viewers through the store.
Is creating it from scratch coming next? Is that in the plan?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, that's what I've been holding off for so long, because that's, like, my most difficult challenge. I have the same problem that all, like, people my age have, like, not finishing what they start. And, like, one of my teachers told me that, like, back in, well, he was just telling the whole class that, not me, like, my generation, he was straight up just like, your generation does not finish what they start. And that's so true. Like, I've had projects, like, and it's not like everything has to be, like, successful, you know, but it's like, not everything has to be successful, but, like, with Shop G, I'm not going to finish it, but, like, I did a point where I learned enough, and then I can move on to something else. But, yeah, fashion designing from the start, like, there's always something like, I don't know how to do this, so it can't work. Like, I don't know how to sew, so I'm like, how am I even going to come out with the clothes? But there's a way. Like, all you gotta do is take a class, learn. Some friends will help me. Like, it's nothing, but that's, like, the next challenge, like, my biggest challenge that's coming next. But I have ideas, and another problem I had was, like, coming out with original ideas, because I'm on social media and online all the time, so it's so easy to copy someone else or, like, work off someone else, but, like, I know I have my own ideas, and the hard part is, like, drawing it out of myself and trying to find my own style and stuff like that. So those are, like, a couple challenges.
How are you getting closer to that? Like, what do you do to try to get that out of yourself?
Just, like, finding, like, recently I've been, like, just sitting down and thinking more. Like, I've been doing that, but, like, end of the night when I'm done work, I sit down, I'm tired, but my brain's, like, I don't know, in working mode, I guess, and I just write. I've been writing because all my thoughts are in my head. I think a lot, like, but the thought never follows through, so I've been trying to write everything down, and then that helps me think it through, like, and that's when I'm being truest to myself, when I'm writing to myself. Like, I can't tell anybody else, like, those stuff, because only I know, like, what I'm going through, so I can only write it down, think it through myself, and then, like, just focus on one idea at a time, because I've been thinking, like, not, like, thinking too big, but I'm like, I want to do this and this and this with this collection, but it's like, it's one collection, you're introducing yourself, so, like, what do you want to say? That's basically what I've been telling myself, like, what do I want to say in my first collection? So basically, I want it to be an introduction to myself, so I've been thinking, like, working backwards. What's myself? Breaking down to, like, to little simple things, you know? And then now I've been, instead of, like, looking out for inspiration, because when I look out to inspiration, I just get defeated. I'm like, oh, they did that, like, how am I going to top that, you know? But you, like, have the best ideas in your head already based on your experiences. So I looked into, like, I just, like, focused on one thing, like, thought back, like, my journey to fashion, what I've been inspired by, like, why do I do, like, what I'm doing right now? So, like, I focused on one thing at a time, or one feeling at a time, one artist at a time, one piece of clothing at a time that's been in my history, and just bring that now. So, like, bring my past to my present self, and, like, making it, like, a piece of work, kind of like, I don't know, a lot of stuff is just my storytelling too. That's like my main thing with everything I make. There's like a story behind it, or I always come up with a story or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a long process, but.
What role do you think fashion has? I feel like today, visuals are everything almost, you know what I mean? We're always, whether it's IG, whether it's videos, just visuals are very prominent right now. What do you think fashion plays today?
What do you mean, fashion and visuals, or like?
No, like the role of fashion today. What do you think?
Oh, the role of fashion today?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, role of fashion today, people use it.
As far as you go, not just in general, but as far as you, yeah.
What I'm trying to do with fashion, I've always told myself, I want to combine art and fashion. So, and art to me is anything, like music, architecture, like composing, like traditional art, painting, all that. I just want to combine the two, because that's what art was, and that's what art should be. It's not just a t-shirt you can buy. It's not just a dress that, like, some pair of jeans, you know? Like, art needs to be respected again. Well, no, fashion needs to be respected again. And because fashion is art, like, there's stuff to be told through that, and I wanted to bring it back to that. And I want the new generation to see that. So it's like, I'm like, with all the trendy stuff, like, you know, and then, but I have like a respect and like an interest in art and understanding artists at the time and what they were thinking. I don't know, and I just feel like people need to hear that. People need to understand art. People need to, instead of brushing art off, and people need to just look at something for longer than 30 seconds and actually like think about it.
At 19, where do you get the mind state to start your own business? Where does that come from?
I mean, it definitely has ties to my parents. They've had their own business since I was born. They had their own restaurant. My dad's like, now he's opening his own business back in China. It was all about, I don't know, I've just seen that process, and like, they made me like business savvy, and I was just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, I don't see it as a business, that's why I can't really think of it, because I don't really see it as a business, because I mean, business is like making money, and I've like always been trying to like hustle since I was little, because I've seen it from my parents. It's not like, I don't know where I get that mindset, like I've always been, my parents, like, they built a good life for me. I've like I live in a suburban home, like my parents got me a lot of stuff, but I've always been trying to like get my own. I think that has to do with like, I don't want to rely on my parents, and because and like, I don't know, I just want to rely on myself. Like, I want to be independent. That's why I've always like been business savvy. And like the first time I started making money was when I was like, when I was in like freshman of high school, and I would like take clothes from the thrift store. Like, I know a lot of people do that now, but like take clothes from the thrift store, rework it, or just like shoot in it like I do now, and just like post it up on like this website, Store and Me, that like sells clothes like Depop and like stuff does, and then just, you know, resell it. And that's how I made money for a while. And then I didn't have like a part-time job or anything, but I was making like, I think I got like $2,000, $3,000 off of that, but that was like in high school. Like, that was good for me. And so I've always been on that, like, I don't know, what can I do? Like, I don't know. And then I just like, I think it's from an urge to work. Like, I just need to work, I guess, too. Like, I just need to work. If I'm not working, I don't, like, when I'm during summer and I'm not like in school, I'm just like, what do I do now, you know? Like, I just have the urge to always work. And that's for my parents too, because they work like 24/7, open to close, they don't have days off, like they're at the restaurant every day. And like, I knew that since I grew up. Like, I was I was waiting tables when I was like 6. Like, as soon as I could start talking, I was answering the phone for them and stuff. And for me, I'm a workaholic. So I guess businesses that I'm starting stems from that.
Talk to me a little bit about the future.
Oh no. The future.
Talk to me a little bit about
No.
where you see yourself headed.
I hate that question so much. Oh my god. I mean, every year gets better for me. So I'm not negative on myself. I'm just like I don't see anything. Not like in a bad way. Like, I don't see anything for myself. I just like can't see it, you know? Because I don't know. I learn something every day and it changes my whole perspective on everything. But I just think I'm gonna learn more. I'm gonna I just see myself growing every year, and that's like promising to myself that like it's gonna add up to something. As long as I keep working, I'm gonna be fine. And like that's why I've been less worried, because I'm like, there's hundreds of thousands of people that want to do what I do in fashion, photography, or whatever, but like there's gonna be the 10% of people that actually go through with it. So all you have to do is keep going, keep at it. And if you have people around you that like keep you at it, you're good, you know. So the future doesn't worry me. I'm just trying to ride it out to get there. Basically, I'm enjoying the journey because like I'm having fun now, and yeah, I'm just having fun. Some days are like slower, and I'm like, I wish I could do more. Like, when is it gonna come, you know? But I'm like, remind myself I'm 19. Like, I'm doing okay for myself. Yeah, and then because of course everyone wants things to go fast. I'm like, oh, this person's like 18 and they're at this place, but like I'm 19. I'm taking it slow, but I'm building. You know, I'm learning. So when I get there, it's gonna be like great. It's gonna be great. So Instagram, I started it back in high school, and it was my Instagram. I was like the last one out of all my friends to get Instagram. And then my first photo was of my dog, and I was just a regular kid. I started it senior year of, 8th grade, senior year. I started at 8th grade. So I was going to my freshman year, and then when I really started like just posting outfits and all that was like sophomore, junior year. And I think I just because clothes I've always been drawn to, but that's when I really got into it. And there was a smaller community at that time, and I think I got to connect better with people at that time, and I just thought it was a cool thing. And I was really quiet. I wasn't quiet, but like I was quiet like in my head. Like I didn't like saying a lot of stuff or embarrassing myself in high school. So clothes like helped me stand out. Like it spoke for me, especially towards the end of high school. That's what I was known for. So I like ran with that, and it like gave me confidence without having to be a confident person. And it like talked for me, and I could just walk through the hallways and just, without saying anything, people knew who I was. And so I just I don't know, I just kept posting. I mean, in the beginning it was just mirror photos. I kept doing it. It kept my mind occupied, I guess, and it was fun. And I mean, and then now, of course, it's like huge, and you can see everybody on there, and it's like everyone's on that. Everyone can be famous off that. Like, that's not what I'm going for. Like, Instagram fame, whatever. I still don't really understand it I hate it when people like freak out, or they're like, oh, you're from blah blah blah, or like my friends will be like, not like my friends from home, but new friends, they'll be like, oh, introduce me as, oh, she's like Instagram famous, or blah blah blah. Or like even if they call me like a model, I'm like ugh, because I'm like, that means I'm not showing you that I can do other stuff like art and like styling and stuff because you're calling me a model, like. And then that's not their fault, like that's my fault. Like I'm not showing you like what I can do because that's like my comfort zone now. Instagram is definitely my comfort zone. So posting any artwork like coming out of that is like not hard, but I just gotta work on it because I'm like it's so easy for me now, and like it's still fun for me because I still have that passion for clothes I had like a long time ago, and it's still like a way for me to like speak, you know, and I like presenting myself, and it does like speak louder than I usually do because a lot of times I'm introverted, I guess. Yeah, I am. But so it speaks for me. But I mean some days it can be like why another photo of yourself? But or like yeah, and it's like especially starting it so young. I started like 15 maybe or younger. That's like a lot of years of you comparing yourself to other people. So there's been times where it's like knocked me down or like knocked my confidence down, and maybe it still affects me, but like for me I'm still on it because like the people I do help, or like I just want to be a face for people like me, like giving the people confidence, like oh, like people message me like, oh, I got some style inspiration from me, and that just makes me think like they like my outfit, so they put it on and made them feel good. And then also a face as just an Asian girl, like being me, not being like just me being myself. Asian girl being like anything she wants to be, basically. Because like growing up in Aberdeen, it was kind of I don't know, like a lower income area, and like the schools I went to, it was like the minority was the majority. So it's like, where was I supposed to fit in? Like, or they'll be like, you're acting too black, you're acting too white, and then I didn't have like close of a tie to like my Asian roots either, because I got integrated into like the schools and stuff since like kindergarten. So I'm like, where am I supposed to fit in? And I just want, and because there's like, I don't know, like being Asian, you're either, I don't know, they expect you to conform to like being a stereotypical black or being a stereotypical white, but it's like I'm myself, but I still don't know where I fit in because I don't fit in with my family either, and that was like confusing. So I know now I'm just trying to do stuff for myself, like just being the truest self I am, to show other people like you can be you, you know, without like trying to fit in. You're just you. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
You're just yourself.
Yeah, you're just yourself, but I don't know, it's hard to put into words.
There's no title to it. You're just you. Like that's who you are. You can't let anybody like.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's also like a conflict, because I'm like, you can be who you are. Like with Instagram, I can show girls you can be who you are as like Asian, or just as a girl, like you can just be who you are, become, you know, show off. But I also don't want to like show them that you can just post photos of yourself and think that's like, and getting followers is like the highest thing you can achieve, because it's not. Like I'm not fulfilled because I'm not, you know, doing anything. And so I mean, basically I have to post more of my work and stuff to show girls like you can be beautiful on the outside, but what you like create is like the most beautiful thing. And yeah, so it's like showing people like what, so now I want to show people what I can do through Instagram, because now I have a following, I can show them what I do. And that's hard for me because I'm so used to showing the people the outside. So like showing people what I do, it's like, I don't know why it's so hard, but because like, I guess it's hard because I'm not happy with like what I'm creating, but I feel like I'm still learning. So I'm like, I don't really want to post anything, like I'm still learning. But
What are you talking about as far as what you're creating? What you
like
mean
any
specifically?
kind of art, mostly like this. I'm usually creating during school with like projects and all that, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, what am I like? What can I post? It's like I'm kind of scared to post.
Yeah.
Cause like, I'm kind of scared to post because I'm like, oh, they won't like that. They just like the physical me, you know? Or yeah, something along those lines. But I'm definitely hesitant to post my own work because I'm judgmental of my own work too. And
You're not happy with
I'm not.
the content that you drop.
What?
Well, I mean, it's not that you're not happy. It's just like you feel like you can do more than just that. Like you feel like your work could be better, and your work is not as good to be put on Instagram. You know, but that's not the case, of course.
Sometimes I feel like putting your work out, like that step of creating, it helps you grow more than anything else.
Yeah.
It does. I've like
Something changes once you put it out.
yeah, I've put some stuff out and people have been like really kind and like said good things, but I'm not doing it consistently. And I think that's also because I don't know what my medium is yet, and I'm still experimenting and learning. But if I put, because Instagram being a comfort zone for me, I put a lot of time into that. And I tell myself is if I put all that time into actually creating art, like I could get like a lot of shit done. Like
Talk to me about the last thing you created.
the last thing I created. That's a good question. So I've been working on my personal collection and my actual collection, like this is for real. And so yeah, like I said, it's inspired by my experiences with art, like yeah, with experiences with art, people, just growing up, clothes and all that. So I've just been thinking back into myself, cause yeah, and last thing I created, it's not created yet, but the last thing I like had down was like a couple sketches of concepts, and I mean the one thing, it's a, because thinking back, I mean it's when I draw, I was sketching clothes and it's just kind of a flow of ideas, like as I'm sketching one thing, something else pops up. So I was thinking about some orange hoodie I wore, and like it stuck with me because it's the first thing I felt like confident in, and then it led to like, I remember I wore pencil skirts all of high school because I thought it was Kim K. But but I was thinking pencil skirts, and then so I drew like a long like fitting skirt, comes to the ankles and it's like tight, and then I thought of like an artist and all that. So like I was just like, I really like the human body. I mean, I incorporated it with like an artist I really liked. So like
Who's the artist?
Matisse.
Okay.
I don't know if that's giving away too much, but
That's not. That's the inspiration.
yeah, but
That's Jie Zheng.
I thought back to Matisse and I came out with this piece and then expanded it into more pieces. But it's just one part of the collection. But that's like the one thing I think about and I'm excited about. And everything's gonna be like, my collection's gonna be true to me. Like I just came up with some key words. So it's like versatile, basics, what was it? Like confidence, art, canvas. I don't know, I was just like brainstorming words to like narrow it down. But just know, it's gonna be, just know.
It's gonna be fine. I'm just thinking
know
about
it's
it right
gonna-
now. This is crazy.
It's gonna be good.
Do you know what you want to call it?
We were just talking about this.
Go ahead.
Like, so I have that t-shirt, Canvas 1, and that's like the first thing I created and actually got on paper, the first thing I designed. It was just like, it was inspired by Matisse too. It was like blind contour drawing of myself, and then it was on a black and white t-shirt. and then it was my face on it, and I call that Canvas 1. And like a lot of people, I asked people what if I should call it like whatever or whatever. And they like Canvas 1 because they always said like it sounds like something's coming next, and I guess this is the collection's next thing. So I'm thinking it's gonna be called Canvas 2. Are you gonna let me say it?
I want you to. I'm sorry, I'm excited.
It's gonna be called Canvas 2, the collection. And I don't know if it's gonna be fall, winter, or spring, summer, because fall, winter, I like that, and I like the silhouette of fall, winter. It's more exciting, you know? But spring, summer gives me more time, and there's less fabric. But like I might do a combination of both, or just like not have like, you know, like just release it when I can release it. Like there doesn't need to be a season for it, because it's like an art piece, you know? Like, there doesn't need to be a season for it. So I might just do like...
Yeah, good sound though.
So I might just do like call it like the semester or something like that, because I mean that's basically what I do during school. Like during fall and spring semester, I just create all that stuff and get inspired. But I'm like, when I create, I'm just happy. Like I'm so happy and I'm excited for things, because there's times where I get really down. That's because I'm not doing anything. And so I'm on that high, and I just need to stay on that high, because if I don't, that's me stopping. That's when I'll like stop myself again, and then I'll never get anything done. So I just gotta keep at it, and then we'll see the collection soon.